Hi, everybody, and welcome back, and welcome to August. We'll start off this first week of August with a lot happening weather-wise. Definitely a forecast to be updated for you in just a few moments. It's got showers, it's got storms, it's got sun. It's got daytime highs in the 70s on one day throughout the forecast period. Definitely not the forecast that we got spoiled with last week, and one you'll certainly want to be aware of in just a few moments. A whole lot of emergency-related news from over the course of the weekend, and many of it happening under a full or blue moon, if you will. A fatal motorcycle accident claiming an eastern Kentucky doctor, a serious motorcycle accident here closer to home, and a whole lot of other incidents and situations that I'll be bringing to you in headlines in just a few moments. And I also just got off the phone a few moments ago with a representative of the Lexington Police Department in regards to a Sagersville mother who, along with 2 children, were involved in a shoplifting arrest over the course of the weekend in Lexington. I'll have many details on that front and others in just a few moments. Real quickly, though, we'll start off not on a good note for the coal industry or for, as well, the people of eastern Kentucky, as President Barack Obama announced new regulations on power plant emissions that will have a major impact on how we buy, use, how energy is stored and manufactured. The president has touted the plan as a necessary step, he says, to combat global warming, even as the coal industry is getting ready to fight and challenge the controversial regulations in court. The Republicans already declaring a fight in Congress. The plan calls for a 32% cut in emissions by the year 2030 as compared to 2005 levels, with goals that are even stricter than previously expected by the coal industry and analysts themselves. Already the plan is meeting great resistance. The Murray Energy Corporation, a coal mining company, announced that they are going to be taking this to court, filing suit. Other companies are following suit in that regard. Senator Mitch McConnell vows to use legislation to try to thwart the president, saying that Obama will deliver another blow to the economy and the middle class. House Speaker Joe Boehner, who had previously described the draft plan as nuts, called the final plan rolled out today as an expensive, arrogant insult to Americans who are struggling to make ends meet. Some of the changes that the president announced go further in cutting the heat-trapping gases blamed for global warming. Other changes also include delaying implementation and eliminating certain options that states could use to show that they are cutting emissions. The rule would require a 32% cut in power plant carbon dioxide emissions by 2030, and that's from 2005 levels. That's an increase from the 30% target that was proposed last year. And this is quickly being met with, as you heard, resistance from all sorts of companies and legislators and states across the nation. The number is adding up. Well more than 30 states and other companies are already promising to take legal action. Many states saying that they will not enforce these plans as declared by the president. And on another note, in only 2 years, twice as many, a total of 4 of Kentucky's largest coal-producing companies have already filed for bankruptcy. The latest, Alpha Natural Resources, which today announced they are declaring Chapter 1 bankruptcy. They say they're going to do their best not to shutter or change any services, and in fact they say that Alpha Natural Resources and certain of its wholly owned subsidiaries filed voluntary petitions with the United States Bankruptcy Court earlier today. They're taking, they say, the timely and proactive measure to restructure their business with the intent, they say, of emerging as an agile company with a diversified resource base and better position for the future. They also sent letters to their company saying that so far they have no plans or any reason to believe that it will be affecting any of their bottom line personally as far as their benefits, insurance, things of that nature. But nevertheless, the most recent of 4 of the major coal companies in just 2 years to declare bankruptcy. It says a lot about where the coal industry, as we just heard in the previous report, is still headed. A Sagersville woman, as most parents, work very hard to try to keep their children from getting into trouble, says Lexington police may have been at least partly responsible for them getting into trouble. From what I understand, an officer with the Lexington Police Department responded to the J.C. Penney's in the Fayette Mall over the course of yesterday, responding to a complaint that had been issued by the loss protection team inside the store, who had stopped 2 juveniles who were allegedly shoplifting.
Just a little more than an hour ago, I got off of the telephone with Ann Welch, a representative of the Lexington Police Department, for the second time today. She reached back to me after speaking directly to the arresting police officer to get some more information. From what she tells me, the entire situation began when a loss protection team employed by JCPenney and or the mall stopped two juveniles who were accused of shoplifting in the JCPenney store. Those two juveniles were detained, and the Lexington Police Department was called. After a further investigation by the officer, as well as the loss prevention team, they determined that the two juveniles were actually accompanied by their mother, who was aware, had knowledge of, and was assisting with the shoplifting. They cited the two juveniles, approximate ages 14 and 15, for shoplifting and then released them into the custody of another family member. As for their mother, Lavesta Reisner, 33 years of age, of Sagersville, was charged with a felony count of theft by unlawful taking for the amount of the items stolen, as well as 2 counts of unlawful transaction with a minor and 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor. She was also served with an outstanding warrant in her name. The county from which it was from or the charges for which it for were unknown to the Lexington police officer. Reisner was arraigned earlier today, and I confirmed with the Lexington Fayette County Detention Center that she had since been released from their facility.
Top headlines in just a few seconds. You may recall, I believe it was on Friday's program, that I read a message that I had received from viewer Marvin Fletcher talking about a scam that he had been a part of unwillingly after a phone call to his residence, someone saying that they were getting ready to file suit for a debt that he owed to the IRS. After his report, he said to authorities he learned that there had already been other similar calls in other counties, and on the heels of that, just as he said that there would be, as was indicated to him, Attorney General Jack Conway today is warning Kentuckians to prevent this from happening to them and protect themselves from fraud and be vigilant of phone scams which are claiming to be associated with the IRS. He says that recently their Consumer Protection Unit has received calls from consumers who report they've been contacted by scammers identifying themselves as representatives or officers with the Internal Revenue Service, and they are telling victims that they owe money to the IRS, and they're also leaving voice messages stating that the victim must take care of it and it's a time-sensitive matter and return the call or the IRS will take legal action against them. They say if you receive a call from anyone claiming to be a representative from the IRS who is threatening to take legal action against you, that is a strong indicator that they are definitely not with the IRS. That is not the manner in which they would operate. They say often scammers who participate in this type of scheme use common names and fake IRS badges or numbers. They may also demand payment via a prepaid debit card or a wire transfer, something else the IRS simply does not do. Do not, under any circumstances, ever provide any of your personal or bank information. Headlines, more headlines are next.
To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
Two serious, one of those a fatal motorcycle accident in eastern Kentucky over the course of the weekend. One here in Magoffin County where a riding partner could very likely save the life of his friend after he collided with a guardrail. The other one sadly claimed the life of a Pikeville physician.
As with the fatal fatal motorcycle accident in Floyd County, this one in Magoffin County too involved a Pike County man. 3 motorcyclists from Pike County were traveling to Mount Sterling over the course of Saturday to visit a family member of one when they were traveling on West 460 in the Bear Branch Hill area, the Bloomington side of Bear Branch Hill in Magoffin County, if you will, towards Morgan County when the rider got too close to the edge and lost control of his motorcycle and then collided with it. He was found sitting underneath the guardrail upon arrival of emergency personnel with severe trauma to his foot. He also suffered other injuries as well, while life-threatening. They were very serious and would require care from a trauma center. A landing zone was established at or near the Bloomington Volunteer Fire Department location. Air methods from Martin landed in that established zone and then transported the accident victim to the Pikeville Hospital, where he likely would not have made it without the help of a friend who was riding with him.
Supposedly a former EMT, and he recognized the severity of the injury on the right foot. The gentleman had got a deep laceration and possibly cut an artery because he was bleeding pretty severe, and his buddy realized that, and he had a tie-down strap or a belt, I'm not sure what it was, and used it as a tourniquet above the knee and to slow the bleeding down. But the bleeding never did really stop. I mean, we slowed it down enough to where it was better. But he's severe injury. If it hadn't been for his partner with him, he might have bled out on the scene, because once you get an artery, you got 2 or 3 minutes, and that's about it. So his buddy probably saved his life.
EMS personnel believe that his foot may have been completely impaled by the foot peg on the motorcycle, in addition to those other injuries he sustained. And that may or may not also be the reason for the severed artery. But nevertheless, he was going to survive after, they believe, extensive surgery at the Pikeville Medical Center. And it's at the Pikeville Medical Center where this young doctor had been employed since 2008 after graduating the Pikeville College of Osteopathics. He had been employed there for several years working in emergency medicine. He was also the operator of his 2015 Ducati motorcycle when he lost control of it while traveling on Kentucky 680 in Floyd County over the course of the weekend. The Kentucky State Police says they got a report of an accident involving a motorcycle in the Branhams Creek area of Floyd County. When they arrived, they found 39-year-old Anthony Keene, Dr. Anthony Keene of Pikeville, who'd been traveling on Kentucky Route 680 when he lost control of his motorcycle after failing to negotiate a curve in the roadway. He was ejected from the motorcycle and sustained fatal injuries as a result. He was actually pronounced dead on the scene by Floyd County Deputy Coroner, identified as Omari Hall. The investigation at the scene also did determine that the doctor was wearing a helmet at the time of the accident, which remains under investigation by Trooper John Gabbard. The 2004 graduate of osteopathic medicine at Pikeville College, then Pikeville College, had specialized in emergency medicine while at the Pikeville Medical Center once again since he'd been employed there in 2008. Going on to this Monday's McGoffin County Farm Bureau-sponsored community calendar. I don't have it typed in yet, thus the reason for the blank screen over the pretty clouds, but the Sayersville Grade School's Family Resource Center is hosting Kinder Camp on this Wednesday from 1 till 3 for all enrolled kindergarten students who will be given the chance to meet their teacher, find their room, and explore the school and answer any questions that the parents and family might have. Call the Family Resource Center at 349-1549 if you have any questions. Once again, it's Kinder Camp, Sayersville Grade School, this Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. for all enrolled kindergarten students. Classes starting this week. Whew, who'd have thought? And it's back to school night at South McGoffin Elementary. That's right, tomorrow from 4 to 6:30, it is back to school night. As always, the best time for parents and students to meet the child's teacher, visit the classroom. They hope to see everyone at Back to School Night tomorrow, 4 to 6:30 at South McGoffin Elementary. They're looking forward to a very new and very exciting school year. That sounds better. This just in from the Rumpke Company here in McGoffin County. This is for Wednesday only. They have a change of services, but it's just this Wednesday. They have a mandatory meeting for all employees in Knott County, so they're running super, super early Wednesday morning. So you probably want to put it out Tuesday night, that being your garbage at the curb, and they'll be closing the transfer station at 2 o'clock that afternoon. Thursday and every other day this week, they'll be running on regular schedule. But Wednesday here in McGoffin County, they'll be running very, very early on Wednesday in an effort to make it to that mandatory meeting and closing the transfer station at 2. And this is a reminder about the public meeting and comment period that's going to be held at the McGoffin County Public Library. All interested persons are encouraged to attend and discuss the proposed demolition of the old Sayersville First Baptist Church building in order to build a new library. Now, that is this Wednesday. It is all morning and afternoon, basically, 9 till 3, for anyone interested to attend. There's also a box for comments regarding the issue available at the library if you would like to express your opinions there. If you want to express your calendar announcement, I'm trying to stretch that into a segue, or send us a birthday or anniversary which I've got a couple for tomorrow, it looks as though, send them to us. They're free, and the best way to let everyone know about them. Remember, you can always catch programming the following day at yournewstoday.com. And one funeral service listing for this evening in honor of 49-year-old Kelsey Matthew Blanton of Parkway Drive, who passed away on the 31st, the son of the late Kelsey and Bertha Owens Blanton. He's survived by two sons, Matthew Jr. and Kendall Blake Blanton. Visitation continues this evening, and prior to services, they'll start tomorrow afternoon at 1, all of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home, with burial afterwards at the Phoenix Cemetery on Mash Fork in McGoffin County. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
Friday night proved to be a very hectic night for local emergency personnel and first responders. That motorcycle accident in McGoffin County that I reported on a few moments ago was not the only call of emergency over the course of the weekend. In fact, things really picked up with a whole lot of serious calls just before 11 o'clock on Friday night.
The McGoffin County Rescue Squad and EMS responded to a stroke victim in the Lick Creek area, a 71-year-old male who was airlifted to UK, who I'm told is improving with some better signs this evening. And about 12 minutes later after that call, this was a call, the scene of a single vehicle two-person crash that happened on West 460. The female driver of the passenger car was traveling towards Sagersville with a male passenger. She lost control of the vehicle, and they struck a tree next to 460. The impact on the passenger side, the male appeared to have been most seriously injured with pelvic and other injuries. He was life-flighted to a trauma center after a landing zone was established near the Bloomington Fire Department. It was after further evaluating the female that she exhibited signs of a possible head injury. She, too, will be later life-flighted, being flown out from the same area, both going ultimately to the Cabell Huntington Hospital. The female was released sometime thereafter. The male, per my understanding, was still hospitalized of today. The driver identified as a Johanna Lemaster, the passenger a Cody Sparks. Mr. Sparks still, as I said, in the Cabell Huntington Hospital, we believe, at this hour for his injuries. Serious but non-life-threatening, we believe, at this time. The rescue squad and EMS personnel were actually on the scene waiting for the helicopter for that initial stroke victim. While they were summoned to this auto accident, they split off into pairs, and then while or just about nearing completion of the scene for the two-vehicle accident, a third call came in from Hazard Post about a missing person on a horse, and I believe in the Breathitt County area. However, that individual was found to be unharmed. And of course, that also a prelude to the motorcycle accident that took place on 460 West that I've already reported on earlier in the show. And tonight's show was recorded a little early tonight in order for myself to make it to middle school orientation. Andrew, a middle school student. Oh, Lacey just got her permit, last week? It's been a little rough on old Dad here lately. Nevertheless, we'll have any headlines that may have happened after the 4 or 5 o'clock hour range on tomorrow's program, but a host of other news that I can already tell you about in a second. After tonight's low of 67, per your Licking Valley RECC forecast, partly cloudy skies. There is a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms later on, mainly after 9. Nothing on the radar at this time, just can't rule conditions out. And after that, we'll see that trend in the forecast throughout most all of the forecast period. 85, partly sunny tomorrow, a low of 65 tomorrow night. We do have a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms across the board. Morning, noon, afternoon, and evening tomorrow. Not a great threat, just one to have to be leery of. The big threat for showers and thunderstorms comes with a system with a little more strength to it later on in the week. It's not Wednesday, though, where we still have partly sunny skies, temperatures still in the mid-80s. Can't shake a threat, 20% early, I think maybe up to 40% threat by Wednesday night. That is out and ahead of a system that will give us showers and storms likely, not possible, but likely on your Thursday of this week. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, showers, storms likely, and that will be an on and off situation throughout pretty much all of your Thursday. By Friday, we'll still have that threat lingering, still to the tune of 40%, and clouds, they're not going anywhere either. I think we'll see mostly cloudy skies, not just Thursday, with all those showers and storms that will be rolling through, the intensity of which we'll talk more about a little later on as it gets closer, Tuesday and Wednesday. But Friday, mostly cloudy skies, and check out the high. That's not a misprint. I have them quite often, but it's not. That front will knock things down about 10 degrees with a daytime high of 77. Been a while since we had one of those. A low of 62. That 40% threat of showers and thunderstorms. Primary earlier on Friday. It should start to decrease and wane by Friday night. The good news is we're in store for another nice weekend. All of that mess should be out of here by, I'm thinking, midday at the latest on your Friday, leaving us with mostly sunny skies and a relatively cool 81 for your Saturday. Partly cloudy lates, all there is to speak of, and a low of 62. But you're looking at it, very low 80s, the lowest as you can get, just about mostly sunny skies. Dry, clear, calm, and cool, and ditto for your Sunday. The latter half of your next weekend, 82, mostly sunny, only a few clouds above late. We will warm back up, see some more sunshine and a little more of a threat of a shower and a thunderstorm or two when we start off next week. But right now, your main focus, I really think, Thursday's showers and storms and a beautiful weekend. And everything else just kind of washes out in between.
Already slated and on tap for the rest of the week, we'll be talking about the proposed demolition of the old Sagersville First Baptist Church and the public meeting, which is held for that very subject on this Wednesday. I've got a school shoot program to tell you about and a whole lot of other news when we see you back here next time for more of your news today. Good night and thanks for watching.